play it now for the extra point. He's got it, and the Falcons will move out to a 14-7 lead.
14, Falcons 7.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. From the 6, here comes a return. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Operating from their own 23, they'll begin first and 10. On the ground, it's Dowdle. That one never got started. Defensive pressure too much, and they drop him in the backfield.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
That's out to Brown, right side, complete. And he'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line. It's been a busy first quarter for him so far. His third catch goes for a first down.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
And it doesn't really matter who you put on him, Mike. When you want to play one-on-one man coverage against a receiver like this, there's not a whole lot else you can do. It's hard to put help over the top because the ball's being thrown out by the sidelines. I like playing in and out. I like playing zone. Somebody underneath, somebody over the top. Share the responsibility. But that's not what they're doing. That's straight man coverage. Quarterback sees the matchup. There's no question where the ball's going to go.
And he will have the first down. Not a huge run, but enough to move the chains.
First down. First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. What pressure gets there, and down he goes.
And these are the type of splash plays that can have an impact, especially as the game goes on. This offensive line has to do a better job to make sure that they have this protection shored up and that this isn't a sign of things to come.
Throwing off his back foot, and it's taken in. Well, that helps. It's going to be a much more manageable third down, getting some good yardage on that second down play. Looks like we have an injured Falcon on this play. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Now a 3rd and 2. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Open man left side is Brown. He's got it. 4 catches already in this opening quarter, off to a hot start as he picks up the first down.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
Here comes 2nd and 4.
Second and 4.
Here's Lawrence. That's going to be intercepted in the end zone. Picked off by Sauce Gardner.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's position. Being able to get himself to a spot, get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, that ball was thrown. Me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
Out comes Miami and the offense to get started on their next drive. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. A toss, left side, caught by his running back. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
Second and 6 at the 24-yard line.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. He'll tuck it and take off. 10 yards on the scramble there, and he picks up the first down.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
From the 34 now, it's 1st and 10. On play action, he'll set up to throw. And this time the rush gets home. And down he goes. Jonathan Allen getting in there to bring him down. His first sack of the season.
This is where the playmaking ability almost can be a detriment to a running quarterback. They have such confidence in their ability to keep plays alive with their legs that sometimes they hold it just a little bit too long, thinking they can make the next big play. Good job by the defenders tracking him down and took him down for a loss.
And he's down inside the 40-yard line. It's a big play there for Miami. 31 yards.
1st and 10 on the 38-yard line.
This defense just gets punched in the mouth on that one, Mike, and it just seemed from up here that not everyone on defense was on the same page, and the offense was able to take advantage of it. The defense has to clean things up.
Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
To play in the NFL, you've got to have a short-term memory, because regardless of whether the previous play was good or bad, they're going to line up and snap it again. In this case, really nice job bouncing back. They put the bad play behind them, forced the sack in the ensuing play, and
oh, this pass rush dialed in right now. They get him again. Michael Williams in there to bring him down. And that's his first sack of the year. Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Back to throw. The pressure gets there, and he goes down. A sack that should be the final play of this first quarter. Michael Williams, he gets in to record his 2nd sack here in the first quarter. So we are through one here on Sunday Night Primetime. 14-7 is our score. Greg and I back in Atlanta after this. So on 4th down, the Dolphins turn to Ryan Stonehouse to punt. Rashid Shaheed back to return this one. And this one's going to land out of bounds as they'll mark it inside the 20. Here comes the Atlanta offense now. They get set to take over once more. So we've seen from the start of the season the change in the kickoff rule, the ball coming out to the 35 instead of the 30. Greg, as you talk to folks around the league, there's been a little bit of a change philosophically in how to approach even when you kick a field goal in the NFL.
Yeah, and I think so much of the initial conversation is how does the kickoff team handle it? Do you mooch it, you kick it out the back of the end zone, and I think there's going to be a wide array of approach. But maybe the part that doesn't get talked about enough, Mike, is how the new kickoff rule actually changes how you play the game offensively. So think if you had the ball inside the 5-yard line, it's 4th and goal from the 3. In the old days, right, the days that we all remember where a touchback following a score, in this case a field goal try, you would kick the ball out of the back of the end zone, hopefully, and it would be a touchback, and you would lose 17 yards. Instead of on a failed 4th down from the 3, your opponent getting the ball at the 3-yard line, Dade would now get it 17 yards deeper at the 20, and you would get 3 points as a result. Now, all of a sudden, if you do settle for that field goal, the chances of my opponent now possessing the ball following the kickoff outside of the 30, I lose significant field position. So the idea is I'm going to go for more touchdowns inside the 5. I'm going to go for more 4th and goal situations, because even if I fail, I would much rather defend my opponent when they're inside their own 5-yard line than outside of their own 30-yard line, because the difference in 3 points over the course is not worth the field position.
And the play callers in the NFL are a lot like the people who play the video games. Let's go for it on 4th down. We're seeing it more, and it adds to the excitement of the NFL in 2025. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Moving to his left. He runs with it. And And he wisely hit the deck at the end of that one. No unnecessary shot there. It is a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
This defense is going to have to come up with some answers at halftime because they cannot allow this quarterback to just continue to have his way with them on the ground using his legs. And that's exactly what's happened so far here in the first half. And they're going to have to get that fixed and fixed quickly.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up second and 4.
They'll work now on second and 4. They'll stick with him again. And that's good run support on the edge. Nice tackle out wide. That'll hold them to a gain of 2. It's going to be third. They need 1.
It's third and 1.
Trying to pick this one up on the ground. And he's going to be knocked down hard in the backfield. Pause on the play, and it's going to bring up fourth down. What a hit.
Well, this seems pretty straightforward. Third and 1, just dial up a run play and run straight downhill. But this defense had other plans. They were ready and expecting that run, and they're able to take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Out of the gun, he'll throw. Open man, left side, he's got it. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Miami. That's his first touchdown of the new year.
You know, Mike, I think we're going to see a lot of this, and you know why? It's the new kickoff rule. So think about it. In the old days, you'd kick a field goal, you'd kick a touchback, and your opponent would have the ball on the 20. You didn't give up as much field position, but you only got 3 points. Nowadays, you go for 3 points and you kick a touchback, they get the ball on the 35. It's almost 30 yards of field position. You're just better off going for touchdowns when you get in here tight.
So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. Torrey Horton now to return it. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Falcons offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll do so with first and 10. Throwing is Lawrence. This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up second down.
Brings up second and 10.
Lawrence now. Get this complete right side to Otten. Nice work after the catch. He stopped a little short of the first down marker, but it is a pickup of 9. They'll go with the sneak. And that'll move the sticks. First down up to the 40. So they come to the line for first down and 10.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Lawrence. The reception for Rashid Shaheed. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield.
A gain of 10 yards.
Now Dowell. They converge on him quickly. They'll only get a couple. Parsons Messenger there on the stop. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's second and 7. Play action now. It's Lawrence. Shaheed with the catch. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. Second time they've connected on this drive. 19 yards out of this one.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes. There is a lot of room to operate.
And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground.
Second and a yard.
From the 20, here's second and a yard. They'll run without it. And he'll get it down to the 12. That'll give him a new set of downs in close.
First down. First and 10 at the 12-yard line.
It's Otten in motion. A first down throw for Lawrence. Headed left, buying time. And he'll go into the slide there. It'll be a gain of a couple. They face second down and 7.
At the 9-yard line.
Here's a carry for Dowdle. Maybe a couple there. It's third down.
So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional.
In trouble, and he's going to be taken down. George Davis. He's in there to drop him. And it leads to fourth down.
Feels like they needed that sack this entire drive. It feels like the defense was really on their heels. The offense was taking it to them really however they wanted to. So to be able to take a deep breath now, disrupt the rhythm of the drive by getting that sack, that might go a long way now to allow them to get off the field.
Island's pick is good. And the Falcons cut the deficit a bit. The new score is now 21-10.
And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Dolphins offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense has to be searching for answers right now. It's been his ability to make plays on the ground here in the first half that has really given them fits. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. From the 33, here's second and 4. That one thrown behind his target, and it'll be incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remain here in this first half. Greg and I back to Atlanta in a moment. They'll come up first and 10 at the 40. He'll drop to throw. This one complete to Washington. And he'll get about 8 on that one. Most of it coming after the catch. It's second down.
A gain of 9 brings up second and 1.
They'll look to throw. That's over the middle and intercepted. That's the linebacker, Derek Barr.
I would love to see his weapons do a better job, Mike, especially in the middle of the field, getting open in these zones. I just feel like there's been tight coverage, a lot of little windows to throw through, and yes, anytime you turn the ball over, it's on the quarterback, but the rest of this supporting unit needs to do a better job helping.
The Falcons offense ready to get back to work. They'll begin with first and 10. Start on the ground, and that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
No gain on the play.
Second down, Lawrence. On a throw, on the move, is caught. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line.
27 yards.
A handoff as they try to run it here, and he'll work forward for about 3. It's second down.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage of the game.
And he won't get away. Good open field tackle there to get him down behind the line. Got to get this to the 25. Here's third down. Now Lawrence. That's taken in by Horton. Now the Dolphins going to use the first of their timeouts. They get the stoppage with just over 50 seconds to play in this first half. Chad Ryland on now for the field goal. This from 45 yards away. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Falcons are able to get it back within a score.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
He'll get across the 20, mark him down 23-yard line. The Dolphins offense ready to get back at it. The advantage is 8. We'll see if they can make this a 2-score game on this drive. First down and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And up by Puka. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. He'll look to throw. Taking off, and he will slide to a halt, but he does have the first down. Now Miami going to use the second of their timeouts. Clock will stop just under 30 seconds to go in this second quarter. Now they'll set up to throw. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. The Dolphins going to use their final timeout here as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go until halftime.
Great example of first down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly second down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
Going right, it's taken in, and it'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. Here's Jake Elliott now to try the field goal. And this was the old NFL record spot, a 63-yard attempt. That one's on target, and it is good from the other side of midfield. One of the longest field goals in NFL history. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
On 1st and 10, Lawrence. He's going to take a shot down the field. And penalty flags come in as it winds up incomplete, but no doubt there was contact there. Raheem Morris now will send out the field goal unit. This a 31-yard attempt. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. So, halftime straight ahead, and we go down to Scott Hansen, who has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. The first couple of weeks of the regular season were wild, to say the least. What about week 3? Let's jump in. Our trip around the NFL starts now. In Philadelphia, the Eagles at home to take on the New York Jets. And this is Cam Ward. An 8-yard touchdown pass in the books. The Jets are back in the win column. They move to 2-1 with a Week 3 victory. From there, why don't we go to Cleveland? Let's check in on the Browns as they play host to the San Francisco 49ers. And this is the Niners quarterback. It's a touchdown pass from 3 yards out. Last but not least, let's go to Baltimore. The Ravens hosting the LA Rams. And it's Brian Thomas Jr. He's going to bring this one in and away.